Brother,
Look.
ask a professional right now.
Alf, look what's up.
That professional red bar.
I don't think people like.
Look what's up in a cigarette.
Wait, Rocket is Rocket.
No, just look up what is in a cigarette.
Now, the internet isn't short of really cringy podcasts that no one asked for. In fact, when I think about the amount of podcasts that exist online, I can think of maybe one that I enjoy. The rest of them are kind of just filling up the online sphere with a lot of junk and unnecessary opinions that, quite frankly, no one really gives a shit to hear. One specifically that I came across recently is called the Shite Talking podcast, which is really apt, and I mean, at least we've started off with some self-awareness. That's a great start. Now, you probably have seen them, not from their own channel, but from clips that have been posted about them, taking the mick out of them because their content is so diabolical. And I'm not just saying this to shame content that maybe isn't for me. This is genuinely objectively terrible content. It's a bunch of like 18-year-old boys that have absolutely zero opinion that they form themselves, along with absolutely zero personality, who bring on people such as OF models and rappers that nobody's heard of. And if there's two things I love in this world, it's podcasts with men that have absolutely nothing of value to say, and two, it's OF models being platformed saying absolutely abhorrent things. So, sounds right up my street, guys. Sounds right up my street. Now, as you can see, they're doing really good, so I don't think I have any room to judge. Their bio says, Shite Talking brought to you by King Whippy and Mark. Oh yeah, King Whippy. Yeah. I know all about him. Now, as you can see, they've had some really, really iconic, favourable guests, such as Lauren Alexis and Marco. So, I mean, they're really just coming up in the world, aren't they? I think we'll start off with watching the Lauren Alexis one, because that was posted most recently.
What's your body count?
6.5.
6.5.
I want to own a dog shelter.
Oh, that's riveting. That's crazy. She wants to own a dog shelter, right? That's the best clip to start off with when you're in a podcast where you're trying to bring people in to actually watch you, is having a bunch of boys that look like they haven't actually hit puberty yet talk to a OF model about what her body count is, and then go on to say that she wants to run a dog shelter. Great content. I fear we are really developing a world which pushes great media literacy. Fuck me, I hate my life.
Yes, welcome back to episode 9 of another podcast. Join again, King Whippy, Mark, and Lauren Alexis.
Christ. Jesus, I didn't know it was going to be this bad. I mean, them two look like they share about 3 GCSEs between them, and they look like they don't want to be there. I mean, he looks like he could not care less to be where he is right now, and I don't blame him. Bro can't even look at the camera when he's talking. And let's not talk about the editing, because those transitions alone make me want to fall asleep. They're sending me into a great deep slumber.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys? Thanks for having me on.
Good,
Doing
thank
good.
you. So let's just dive straight in. So,
All right.
how did it all happen? How are you here right now? How did you get to a point where you thought, I'm going to start an OnlyFans?
This is a 40-minute video. Guys, are you hooked in? Are you locked in for 40 minutes with Lauren Alexis? I mean, it's bad enough that they are doing this cringy, terrible podcast, but it's also funny that they managed to get Lauren Alexis on. And I'm not saying that's, the same as getting David Attenborough on, or, I don't know, some London gangster. But how has a 3,000 subscriber channel managed to pull on Lauren Alexis? I mean, actually, I don't know why I'm saying how is that happening. I don't think she's probably doing much these days. I don't know. Maybe she is. But what a good look for her, I mean, things can't be going well for her. If you're on this podcast, things could not be going well.
So I started in OnlyFans like 3.5 years ago.
And how old are you now?
25. So I started it when I was like 21 and a half.
Oh, so it wasn't like a thing where you turned 18
No.
and then you was like, oh, I'm going to bang straight on my
No. So I was doing social media before I started OnlyFans. I didn't start with OnlyFans. I started with like YouTube, Instagram, that kind of thing.
Can we talk about something else? What is it with podcasts these days and only using their podcast to platform OF girls? You know why that is? Because podcasts are desperate for guests and OF women are desperate for views. Not even in a nasty way. I'm genuinely not trying to be mean, but they are. They want to sell themselves as much as they can. So they go on these podcasts, knowing that these podcasts are pretty tragic and they're going to get views for being a tragic podcast, meaning you're going to get views on your OF. And you know what? To an extent, I respect the grind, but also, can this be worth it? Can this actually be worth it? To get, a few extra OF viewers? I don't know. I wouldn't go on this podcast. I feel like you must get enough hate being an OF person. So like to go on this shite talking podcast with Mr. Whippy or whatever his name is, that can't be worth it. And like someone get these guys some training on how to podcast, because this just looks like I'm listening to a really brain dead conversation when I'm on like the 10A bus. Like no one cares. And no offense, but every OF story is literally the same. Like we get it. You did social media, started an OF and it did really well. Like we know. Like
2021, I think. I started with a free page and I was just doing like normal content on there.
What, on OnlyFans for free?
Yeah. So I've got a
Really?
free page and a paid page. And
Right,
then
okay.
obviously you can see more on the paid page. But yeah, I started with a free page and then like 3 months later I started with a paid page and it
Christ! Say something of interest! Like, Lauren, what did you do before you did OF? What hobbies do you enjoy? Like, tell me about your friends. Tell me about your family life. What are your dreams? What are your hopes? Like, what do you want for the future? No. F that, guys. F that. How much do you sell your p***y for online? How much are your flaps, love? How much you sell your flaps for? Can we have some more, like, interesting topics? Because I have seen so much OF content online on podcasts. And it's already a pet peeve of mine when podcasts do this, because it's like you could get some really amazing women on. You know, amazing women that have done really good things for people, and charitable women that raise awareness for stuff. But no, let's get OF women that talk about when they started their OF. I don't care. You could be doing so much with your platform. To be fair, I can't talk because what the fuck is my platform? But if you are going to do a podcast, like, why are we always getting OF women on? It's really irritating. It's for every podcast I've seen, every male ran podcast, they resort to getting women on. Because the thing is, people will criticize a lot of male podcasts going, when are you going to get women on? When are you going to get some girls on? We're sick of the male guests. And they think, yeah, we hear you. All right, love, we hear you. We'll get some birds on. Yeah, we'll get some birds. And then they bring on OF women. It's helping us, guys. It's really helping us. Thank you. I really, Emmeline Pankhurst, she's so grateful for you right now.
went from there.
Was it just the fact of that everyone was telling you to start an OnlyFans?
No, I think it's because I was already posting risky content on like Instagram, YouTube and stuff like that. Like I was already a bit of a on the internet. So it's kind of like, yeah, it was when everyone was making one. So I was like, I'll make one, see if it works. And it worked. So
Sorry, Justin Bieber has added absolutely nothing here. He's just sat there going, like, what? Why be on a podcast if you're not going to say anything? I mean, I get there's not much to say because you're talking about like OF, but like maybe that's a sign that a 40-minute video shouldn't be dedicated to talking about OF. I can't even begin to imagine what the rest of this video is going to be about. Let's read the comments because it's got to be good down here. Lauren is so beautiful and fit. Okay, well, that's not what I quite expected. Fucking hell, this is the equivalent of watching a loved one slowly die. Yeah, you know what? It is. It's not good. I'm going to be honest, boys. I respect the grind, starting a podcast, starting some form of social media to get your bag up. I really respect it, but this isn't it. Sell your camera. Sell your mic. Sell your Shure SM7Bs because they're not cheap, and do something else. All right, finish your A-levels or something. I don't know.
Well, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it was you. Was you featured on Olivia Atwood's thing? Was that not you?
No. I
thought that was you.
There was a few people on there, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good to see you've done research on your guests. Holy shit. Oh, come on, man. It's not organised at all. They've just gone, oh, well, we've got Lauren Alexis on who did Sidemen Tinder back in 2013. We're fine. We'll wing it. I get why people can think that podcasting may be like a really easy thing, but like it requires planning just like any other form of content. I say as I sit here doing an unscripted video. But come on. It's not like you've got some fucking person on that's had crazy like life experiences, that's travelled the world and done loads of volunteering in some like third world country. You've got someone who did OF. How much research did you need to do? Bro's research was with his left hand, if you know what I'm saying. That's not funny.
Not really.
Is there one influencer that you've seen on TikTok that you really want to meet? Like someone that's really funny, you laugh to them all the time, like you're like, I want to see him or her.
Don't know. I don't think so.
Is there anyone you want to collab with?
This is thrilling. I've genuinely been searching for the last 10 minutes trying to find clips in this podcast that have genuinely caught my attention, and quite frankly, there's nothing. Everything that I've already spoke about, like in terms of my opinion on OF and the stuff that they're saying about OF, like I've been through it all on this channel. Like there's genuinely nothing new. Like it's just two absolute spoons bringing someone on with no planning, thinking, yeah, we'll wing it, love. We'll wing it, mate. We'll wing it. We'll talk about OF and like, did you ever like think like it would like do well for you like? That's my impression of these two. All right, so this is their most popular video called "Why Do You Speak for the Sake of Speaking?" Whatever that is meant to mean, featuring YJ and Costa Kid. my two favourite people.
He was gonna punch him up earlier for growling, innit?
He growled, bro. He growled like a flipping grizzly bear, like a
What are you?
like a fucking gruffalo. Why'd you speak for the sake of speak? Don't even know you don't. I was just trying to be nice.
Everyone who grew up, without a mum and dad.
Listen,
It's like looking at fucking set form maths. It genuinely is. And I'm not even being me. Well, I am, but I don't care. I'm sorry. That trim says it all.
As long as he's twisting things, it should be alright.
I don't understand why all girls do that, bro. Do you know what? Do you generally think you're ever gonna find like a wife to settle down with? Yes, welcome back to another podcast, episode 6. You already know, two chaps yapping. We're now joined by the one and only YJ and Costa Kid.
Come on, back out here.
How we doing?
Costa Kid looks about 12. He literally looks about 12. Who are these guests? Who are these guests? I can't tell who the podcast host is and who the guests are. They're all on the equal level of like absolute moronicness. I don't... What is going on? What is going on? Also, can we please pay attention to this guy who's just on his phone when they're introducing the podcast? They all look like they don't want to be there. They all look like they don't want to be there. What is the point? Like, you can't be earning much with this. Their biggest video was 49,000 views. That's their most popular video. And the only reason it's popular is because people cut it up into reels, put it online, and absolutely piss all over them because it is the most brain-dead content. And I already have this, like, problem with people coming online talking about slop content because I truly believe that content is genuinely subjective a lot of the time. Like, what you might think is slop, other people will actually enjoy. And I don't think that you can necessarily criticize people for lazy content because that's what content used to be. This, however, I will make an exception for because this has no value in it. Those guys are literally facing away from each other. They don't look like they want to be there at all. I can't even see a possible demographic for this other than for us to take the absolute piss out of them. Genuinely.
I want to be able to prove something to people. That's my goal. My goal is to prove something. And it's to prove that anything is possible if you prove you can make it possible.
Yeah.
You can't just anything is possible, but you can't say that without proof.
So this rapper guy, I don't know who he is, but fair enough to him. They've got him on to take the piss out of him, but quite frankly, that musician guy is probably the most normal person there. Like, at least he's doing something with his life that isn't sitting around mics making brain dead content. Like, at least he's making music. He's doing something that you guys aren't doing. Like, at least he's got something about him, and I can only respect that. The rest of you are absolutely fucking tragic.
Like, unless you prove that you can make whatever you want to do possible.
Why?
There's no meaning around what you say. Like,
Someone
that's
get
why
this guy
people
on a
just
TED
speak.
talk show.
That's why people just speak for the sake of speaking. That's why I wrote that bar down.
Yeah, they're just taking the mick out of him. Like, they're literally just taking the mick out of him, and I can't be asked to watch this brain dead episode. Not that any of the other ones are going to be better, but how are you, out of all people, you two fucking kindergarten-looking ass little bitches, taking the mick out of someone else when you are literally equally as uninteresting?
Come on, you lot, you already know. Back again, episode 2 with Marco, and you already know. Satin girls, you alright?
Come on.
Christ alive. Literally just look at them. There is like an IQ combined of like 7. Like, they're sharing a last brain cell. They both look like instead of doing their GCSEs, they went and did a bricklaying course. And Marco, the one at the beginning, is the 16-year-old in a relationship with a girl that's above the age of 20. So, like, I mean, thrilling, life-changing content, lads. Thank you for uploading it for us all to see.
Nice to have you on the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
How does it feel? First podcast?
It was brilliant.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Amazing, bro.
Ever been on a podcast before?
No, first
Never
time.
been on
At all.
Oh, well, you know, this is a good start, lads. This is a good start to your career. The Shite talking podcast entitled Sapning Girl, You're Right is definitely a good way to start your career online. Do you think they get paid for this? Because it's the only way I can see this maybe being a little bit worth it, but I don't know how you can respect yourself and come on one of these podcasts. Like, I've had invites to certain podcasts. I click on the channel and I'm like, absolutely fucking not. And I'm not just saying that to be like an egotistical cunt, but there is standards to maintain. Like, there is a level of dignity that you have to keep, and going on these podcasts means you're left with absolutely zero dignity. Like, yes, I want to go on the same podcast as Lauren Alexis and Marco.
Fucking first time, mate.
Oh, yeah, no, but yeah, sweet. So, yeah, what's happening, girl? You're right. How did that start?
That's riveting. That's actually riveting. Like, these guys give the same vibe as being in a club alone at a booth. There's no one else in there, and they're looking for puss. There's no one in there but themselves, and they're all bricked up together waiting for women. That's the kind of vibes they give. You know, like that audio where it's just like shoes squeaking on the hard floor? That's what these three look like.
I let him tell the story. We were just fucking about in a sunbed shop, do you know what I mean? Just being dickies, bruv.
Yeah.
And yeah, all of us boys would just say something gay right to each other non-stop, bruv, innit? Like just walk around each other, something gay right, banter, bruv, do you know what I mean? Like,
that's brilliant. That's actually crazy. That's just, like, I feel changed, you know? I feel like life was going kind of shite until I saw the Shite Talking podcast. And now that I know how the Sapning Girl, you're alright meme came about, now I feel fulfilled. This is the most fulfilled I've felt in a long time. That sounded weird.
little bird walks by, something gay, right?
Yeah.
And then he was banging TikTok at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone that comes online and describes women as birds is automatically assumed to need their hard drive check-in. So how much of this can I cope with? I actually don't know. I don't know. I keep looking on their channel to see if there's anything else that's worth watching, but it doesn't seem like it.
Editing is too good these days, I'll be real.
Boy, do you know what I found out about the other day, bro? Sid was telling me, yeah, this face app, never knew about it, yeah? I only discovered it yesterday. Well, was it yesterday or a couple of days ago, bro? Girls are paying like £10 a fucking month. £10 a month.
Edit their face.
To edit your face, bro. You're having me.
£10 a month to look good.
£10 a month, yeah. Just
And then they
like,
post it on Instagram. They get all these men that are like...
Just to see them
it
in
does
real
your
life.
hair. Wait, it changes the colour of your hair a lot, bruv.
Yeah, but just to see them in real life and then, yeah, you look at them and then you're like...
Like
yeah,
an
mate,
absolute ball bag chin.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So you have only just found out about FaceApp. You found out that women edit their pictures. First of all, why do you think women edit their pictures online? Maybe because you men don't understand that they're editing their pictures and you're going after them thinking they're well fit. They're well fucking like, all right. You know what I mean? So then women feel like they have to edit their pictures because you guys are chasing after women that are edited and you don't even know they're edited. Like, you've just embarrassed yourself. You just admitted that you can't tell the difference between a real woman and someone who's heavily edited with an app that costs £10 a month. And then you're basically criticising them that they're catfishes when you actually meet them. Go back to school.
Too much, but we went on a two-man, put it this way, he's in a relationship now.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair play, bro.
I don't
Met her once, bro.
I just do my own thing.
Fair play, bro.
You met her once and then that's it. No, your wife.
We're talking for ages.
No, not nothing like that. But I ain't even asked her to be my girlfriend yet.
How egotistical do you have to be to believe that everyone wants to hear about this? That you have to believe that everyone wants to hear about you talking about what girl you've met and what you've done with her. And like at the beginning then, that's so funny. They're sharing one mic, trying to talk into it, talking over each other. I couldn't even hear what they were saying at one point. It was like Restaurant Tycoon when all the voices are going on at once. Like I had no idea what you're saying. Let's have a look, guys, what they've put on Shorts. Because typically with YouTube Shorts is where you handpick the best of the best. The je ne sais quoi, the artistry that you have produced on your channel. So let's see what they've picked as their top moments.
Who's punching in social media?
Danny Aaron's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I feel like, he is, because I feel like that's not Tennessee's type.
15 likes, 2 comments. This is awful. This is embarrassing. Like, how are your top clips this quality?
You portray yourself as a but you're actually quite prestige.
Yeah, everybody I've slept with has been somebody like I've already known or like I've trusted or something like that, you know.
So it's like,
yeah, I'm actually really innocent. Yeah.
I mean, that's a backhanded compliment. Yeah, you look like a slag, but you're actually not, and I respect that. First of all, that's fucking weird to say. Like, that's just wrong on so many levels. And second of all,
that's the thing. If you're just going out and you're one night standing, then you know, fairs. But I'd never ever wife the girl that I wife, because I know what I can do for them. I know the position I'm in financially. I'm just not going to take anything less than exactly what I want.
Why do men think they have the right to come online and describe women who do the same as them as slacks? Something more that rubs me the wrong way. You're saying that you are waiting for a woman who's wifey material while simultaneously going out and piping women that aren't wifey material. That makes you a slag, I'm afraid. Normalise calling men slags. You're a slag. You're a man slag. You're a man whore. Like, you're no different. So get offline saying this stuff. Oh, Christ! This channel is in the fucking dirt, man.
No, I get it. You know, girls can make an obscene amount of money. I mean, Lily is at the top of her industry. I know people who are nowhere near the top. Like, they're just weird girls, and they're still making more than a 9 to 5. I get it. Listen, it's the online world. Girls are making money from it, but I just also think, like, you know, for me,
have some respect.
It's hard to say because do you know what I mean? Listen, you are a genuinely nice girl. That's the thing.
Yeah, because there's nothing more I want to hear than this guy who describes women as slags try and preach about maybe the issues with the OF world. This is my problem. Men don't come online to say the genuine repercussions that OF is having in society. They don't come online to do that. They come online to criticize women making money from their own bodies. A lot of people like to use the argument to defend OF. Well, you know, Hub, for example, or websites, they take most of the money. They have all the control, whereas OF gives women a chance to, you know, regain that control. And I can understand that side, to be fair. I can understand that. It doesn't really change the way I feel about the objectification of women in general, but I can get that. But men don't come online to say that, do they? They come online to call women schlags and tell them to have some self-respect, as if the same men that are saying this aren't pulling their fucking sausage every night. Like, you just know they are. They don't really care about the repercussions of the porn industry and how it affects women and how it affects men. They just don't like women making money from themselves. That's it.
Lola, what's a good body count for a man?
I don't really care.
I don't think even like if
The higher, the more experience. Like,
No, I'm done. I'm actually done. This is genuine brain rot. I can't cope with this. Why are you, as a fully grown woman, on a podcast with people whose wrists still go all the way up their arms, talking about body count and just sex in general? It's actually an uncomfortable watch. These guys are like the only nudity they've ever seen is in sex ed, and I don't feel comfortable watching any more of this. If you guys like me watching brain dead podcasts, recommend me some more brain dead podcasts to watch, because I love taking the piss out of absolute morons online. See you again soon, guys. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video, which is probably quite impossible, so subscribe anyway.